CIBTM 2014 saw the unveiling of the second China Mice Buyers Report, and I spoke to Professor Rob Davidson to find out more. Rob, great to see you again. It's another CIBTM, and it's the second time that you've done the Mice Buyer Report. So tell us about the results this year.
Well, this year's really interesting because, as you say, we did it last year. So what we can do now is compare this year's findings with last year's. And I must say, a lot has happened in 12 months. It's really exciting to notice those differences. I think what we can see is that for the meeting planners in China, it's almost becoming like a more normal market. You know, last year when we asked them about what's interesting for you in terms of destinations, they were talking about the tourism at the destination and the climate and things like this. This year they've become much more pragmatic and saying, well, price is important, location is important. We know that the economy is changing in China. Of course, it's still growing, and that's great news for the meetings industry because more economic activity means more meetings. But, you know, there's a lot of cost consciousness around this year, which we didn't see last year. I think obviously some of that comes down to the government's austerity measures, where they're kind of putting a clamp on all those very extravagant meetings. So the meeting planners are having to adapt to that, and they seem to be doing that very successfully. They're negotiating, for example, much harder with venues than ever before. Right. So the venues are feeling it, and the venues are having to pull up their socks a bit and get better on their side at negotiating with meeting planners. But I think it's been very interesting to spot those differences between last year and this year. The market seems to be maturing in a lot of ways and becoming much more like Europe or North America. We've seen a fall in the average length of meetings as well. But having said that, although they're shorter than they were last year, still by comparison with meetings in other parts of the world, Chinese meetings are long. The most common length of a meeting in China is 3 days. Wow. Whereas, you know, in our part of the world, it's the one-day event is the one that's growing fastest because we're trying to save time and save money. Maybe it's because China is such a big country and transport is an issue as well. But no, it's been fascinating.